So now we head into the next level, the Asian village.
Wow, it's worse than I thought. The whole world has gone topsy-turvy. The virtual world containment field must have failed, and the book was projected outwards instead of being kept safely in the confined field. Oh, Goddard, I've really done it this time.
Sure did, as you turn Retroville into
Hello?
Bookland.
Is anyone out there?
Jet? Jet Fusion?
Who are you, kid? What are you doing on this frequency?
FaceTime,
I'm Jimmy Neutron, sir.
before FaceTime was
Well,
invented.
Jimmy, no one else has responded, so I'm gonna need your help.
Jet Fusion needs my help?
Yes, Jimmy. Professor Calamitous has captured me.
Professor Calamitous?
Yes, I was just about to capture him when this strange energy force rippled around me. I blacked out, and when I woke up, I was locked in here.
Some sort of energy force, you say?
I don't know exactly where I am, but I'm in some sort of totally metal room, and I don't feel right. I feel lighter somehow. Anyway, what's worse than my capture is that the world seems to be twisted. It has elements of things I've already done, but things are hazy. I can't think straight. I'm uploading a rough map of the area I think I might be in to your comm device. There are items spread around that you can use to rescue me. They should show up on your radar as well.
Right. Anything else?
I'll contact you when I can to let you know what should be ahead. That's all for now, Jimmy. I know you can do it. Be careful. I'm counting on you.
Come on, boy. We've got to rescue Jet Fusion.
And again, with the dialogue going too fast, well, going very fast, it won't give me a chance to explain things. So I will explain the story right here, from the cutscene. So it seems like Jimmy's virtual world reproduction machine went wrong. And then it turns Retroville into a Japanese style of the city. And then, as you all know, from the TV show as well as this game right here, Jimmy Neutron was ahead of its time, where he had a special watch, where nowadays we have a smartwatch, and he was using a comm device where he was FaceTiming with Jet Fusion, which was before when FaceTiming was even invented. Since we had flip phones now back then, and nowadays we have smartphones. And then I guess before we get into any gameplay, well, first off, there are these other enemies, which are ninjas. You might say they're villagers, but the guidebook says that they are ninjas. They may look like villagers, but for some reason the guidebook says they're ninjas. And then we do have a baseball diamond, a football field, and a basketball court. So as I run around into each of the fields, I will explain things. So even though this game is based off on the TV show and movie Operation Rescue Jet Fusion, it's a whole different story, where I will mention some spoilers from the movie, as if you've already seen it for yourself. but it's a story where the setting of the story in the movie takes place with Jimmy becoming a spy, and then he was contacted by BTSO to find Agent X, which, spoiler alert, happens to be Jet Fusion, where they first interacted with each other on Mount Everest after seeing the movie Die Again Tomorrow Forever, which was starring Jet Fusion, which not only is he is an actor, but he's a real secret agent. And then in this game, Jimmy is also a secret agent, where instead of interacting with Jet Fusion on Mount Everest, it's completely branched out into its own story. They first interact with each other by Jet Fusion contacting Jimmy onto his comm device. So, I mean, even though it's based off on the movie Operation Jet Fusion, it's a completely different story instead of playing out as the story from the movie. So, you can't really do both at the same time. You either choose one or the other by either playing the game like in the TV show or movie, or branching it out and making its own story. That's what I learned from Game Master 468. And then there are other cases like from branching out the game and the movie from each other are gaming series like Uncharted, where Uncharted started as a gaming series, and then there's a movie which is branched out from the game itself. The gaming series was very amazing, and the movie was okay. Not exactly good, but also not bad. But that's a whole different story. As for this TV show and game right here, it's a lot different from Uncharted. As mentioned before, it's played into its own version. And then it's a story where Jimmy must rescue Jet Fusion, where he doesn't know where he is after he's captured by Professor Calamitous. As we will start the gameplay right now, as I've already set it up after running around in each of the field. We start out in the Japanese version of Retroville, where since I was young at that time, I don't even know what I was thinking with Nickelodeon being racist, but I just didn't know better at that time. Like, what was I thinking back then? I mean, it could be low-key racism or culture sensitivity. Or I don't even know why I'm saying this. Like, I don't even remember what my thoughts were back then. Maybe I just said that because that's just something that's been said in my high school, or I've been watching a lot of Family Guy recently back then. But yeah, I don't even remember what my thoughts were that made me say that. Like, hello, I've been to Japan before, and I watch anime. So, I don't think it was really necessary to say that. And then, in Limburg School, we do see PTA Open House Tuesday night, which is the same design there, just like in the TV show. So is there a PTA Open House every Tuesday night? Because that's what they forgot to remove. So there are more things I want to talk about, but I just want to get onto the gameplay already. As we come across our collectible right here.
This is a nav chip. If you get 10 of these, you can program me to find a way to a different level.
This is a nav chip where it's not really explained properly, but if you collect 10 of these, then it is needed to find a way to a different level, meaning that you do need it to go to the next level. Well, the one that's ahead of you. Without them, Jimmy can't go on with his adventure. And then, if it wasn't too dark, we could admire this environment and level design. You see a lot of ninjas. Where the developers might have probably did a good job with the environment, except for the part of having it be dark. Then we come across our collectible right here, which what I'll show you in a bit as we bounce on this plant.
Analyzing pickup. Pickup identified as white candy. There are 100 candies to collect. Candy can be used to buy images. To buy images, go to the gallery.
So the white candies is just used to buy an image where there are 100 of them. Well, not really buy images, but just to view the concept art of this game in the extras. And we will view the extras at the very end of this walkthrough. So yeah, about this level design, the environments do look good. Like, this Japanese version of Retroville must resemble Tokyo, as I have been to Tokyo before, as well as Kyoto, Fukuoka, Osaka, and Nara when I went to Japan. This level almost reminds me of the anime Inuyasha, which is a good thing. And now, for the levels in this game, they are mostly linear with the exception of the first few levels being circular. Meaning by that is, this is back where you came from. You can come back here after going through the level, and then this is where you go back. Just in case if you miss something. But if you do miss something, then it is a chore to go back and get it, where you have to go several minutes into a level to go back and get it. To go get back that certain missing item. Which could take a long time to get and a long time to go to the end of the level. So let's try not and miss any items here. Well, in the linear levels, that is. So on top of this car is a nav chip. And then there are more things I want to explain. So yeah, this is taking longer than usual. Well, for it being a revisit walkthrough, which is normal. As you can see, there are some parts of the road that are blocked off. As you can see Limburg School in the distance. As there are arrows which tell you where to go. And then I will be making my special announcement in this part. I'll just make the announcement when the time comes at a certain area.
Storage device found. These boxes can hold bonuses. One of your tools will open the box.
Where for this box we need the pulse light ray to open this box. And we find a triple pack battery, which you don't see a lot here. So anyway, as we go along through this bamboo forest, there are more ninjas that we need to defeat. And then as we come across here,
Analyzing. Subject is a movie object. When all movie objects are destroyed in a level, you will receive the movie bonus.
so what Goddard means by that is, this movie object is something that you need to use one of your tools to destroy it. And once all movie objects are destroyed, we do get a movie bonus, which is going to be explained towards the end of the level. This is an Onibi lantern. Using the secondary fire button, you can destroy quicker, or you can just press square repeatedly, or the primary fire button repeatedly, and it can be destroyed that way. But the secondary fire button is a lot faster. Okay, so we got hit. Before we collect any of those objects, I'm just gonna go back for a purple florp. So I just want to talk about the TV show. Here's a purple florp right here. As you all know, I did binge watch the entire Jimmy Neutron series on Paramount Plus. And then I binge watched it again on the complete series DVD set that I bought off of Amazon. And it was missing a couple of episodes, which were When Pants Attack, Party at the Neutron / Ultra Sheen. So Ultra Sheen used to be my favorite episode as a kid, since I did like the idea of Jimmy creating an invention where you can go into your favorite video game, which seemed cool at that time, and I wanted an invention like that, but in real life, that could never happen. But we do have VR, which is almost similar, even though it's not the same. Alright, so we come across our tool piece, which is
Maybe I can use this for something.
a bamboo stick found in the this area of the forest. And then we push this plant right here, and over here is an invention piece, which is
I think I could use this.
bamboo shoots, a bunch of bamboo sticks. So yeah, as I was binge watching the TV series The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, as well as the first Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius movie, and Operation Rescue Jet Fusion, well, when binge watching it now, well, I did find it funny as a kid. I found some parts funny as a kid since it's meant to be for kids. But watching it now, there's only a few parts I find funny, as I don't really find it humorous overall. Well, since it's made for kids, though it is kid friendly and maybe quite a few adults can watch it as nostalgic throwbacks. But I was only binge watching the series to prepare myself for this walkthrough. So even though I don't find The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius funny anymore as I used to, I just find anime humor a bit more humorous than Western cartoons and sitcoms and drama. So we did push this box right here, and then we can hop the fence to go to our next purple flirt machine. So I guess my favorite episode now might have to be the Love Potion episode. I forget its exact name of the episode, but it's an episode where Jimmy was using his love potion, then Carl was releasing it, and Jimmy falls in love with Cindy unexpectedly from the love potion, while Sheen was falling in love with Libby, and then Carl Weezer falling in love with Jimmy's mom. So I guess the storytelling of that episode is pretty good. Like, even though whenever Jimmy goes everywhere, he sees Cindy. Even though Jimmy doesn't like girls yet, as that's what Carl has mentioned. But even though Jimmy doesn't like girls, since he was a kid at that time, does that also include anime waifus? Does Jimmy not like anime girls as well? Oh well. So anyway, we go over here as we jump across this bush. There's another Onidi lantern. We've already got 2 of them. And then we come across our next tool piece. So the yellow dots on the map indicate tool pieces, blue dots on the map indicate invention pieces, and the red dots indicate purple florps, nab chips, and maybe extra lives. But there are no red dots on the map for white candies or movie objects. But those are just those are just optional items to collect if you want to go 100%, which is what we will do. We will go 100% just like in my original walkthrough of Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion. And over here, there's
Maybe I could use this for something.
a TV antenna. Where nowadays we don't really need a TV antenna. We can just stream TV shows straight to our smart TV. Okay, we'll be making my special announcement soon. We come across a nav chip. And these batteries and extra life. Okay, so I do want to explain a lot, but I also don't want to take too long for each part. We do come across a bunch of ninjas. So we do come across a sumo stadium. So why don't I make my special announcement after we get past there. Then we come across another white candy. Or I guess I'll just make my explanations shorter in the future parts of this walkthrough. Well, try not to take a long time in the later parts of this walkthrough, as I want to try to make them as brief as possible. And over here, what is this right here?
This is a battery charger. If you stand on it, your battery will recharge.
Battery charger depleted.
So I keep saying battery charger depleted. This is a useless thing. You only see it in this level and the next level, and you don't see it later on. I can't really get it to work properly. It only works properly like once in a blue moon, like if you don't have enough battery power or something. But it's really pointless. So yeah, here are a bunch of these homes in Retroville, along with Limerick School, and the Japanese village, which really does resemble Tokyo. Or as I would like to call the Japanese style of Retroville, the Tokyo version of this level. Okay, so we do come across a bunch of ninjas. First off, there's this nav chip. We only have 4 nav chips, 2 white candies, and 2 Onibi lanterns. So I will make my special announcement after we go past here. To defeat a couple of ninjas, and oh no, I got hit. Not to worry, I can just go back for a purple florp. So yeah, I'm only collecting the purple florp if I need it. Alright. So, over here is a sumo wrestler. As once we go up to him, there's a cutscene.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Neutron.
You dare to approach me, little man? I am the 3-time All-Star Sumo Champion, and you dare to approach me? Now we must wrestle. Begin!
Press the matching button when its icon is inside the indicated area.
As what Goddard mentioned, we just need to press the mentioned buttons, which is triangle, X, square, triangle.
Oh, you
And then there are more buttons that we need to press.
I will prevail.
And doing this correctly will push the sumo wrestler. And doing this one more time correctly will make you win the minigame.
It cannot be. Nobody has ever defeated me before. Here, have my All-Star Sumo Champion kimono. I am not worthy.
This could be useful.
Right, kid. I understand its power now.
Let me know if you wish to wrestle again. You will not win a second time.
So, we do have the kimono, which is what you see, which is what mostly girls wear at festivals in Japan. Well, I do know it from my anime. So, pressing the wrong button will make the sumo push you. And then, well, yeah, it's easier said than done. You just have to press the right buttons, and winning the minigame for the first time, like the ones here, will get you an invention piece or tool piece. Second time, well, you can do this again. Well, I'll show you what happens if you press triangle to wrestle the sumo wrestler again.
Why do you bother me again? Do you think you can beat me? Well, I have been training. Bring it on, little man.
How could you be training if you were
Press
just
the
standing
matching
there?
button.
Alright, so I'll show you what we win if we defeat the sumo wrestler a second time,
Bring it on, little man.
as it does get a little harder as there are more buttons to press.
Now I am going to try.
This keeps getting harder. But we defeated the sumo wrestler a second time.
This has been a bad day for me. You have beaten me again. Here, take this. I do not deserve it.
Thanks.
Alright, so we do get a white candy if we defeat the sumo wrestler a second time. And then as you use our pulse light ray on that sumo wrestler,
Behind you! Behind you! Oh, you!
he just keeps saying random stuff.
I will prevail!
So for the third time you can do a mini game to win a purple floor, but we won't do that. We won't wrestle, well, we won't play a mini game a third time for a purple floor unless if we actually need it. But that's going to be rare in this game. From this walkthrough, in this walkthrough for this game. Alright, so as we keep collecting these batteries, there are more things I want to explain, and also I will be making my special announcement soon. So as we go here, and now that we finished this mini game, I also forgot to tell you about the voice acting.
Now I am going to try.
That's the voice they gave him. So I'll get onto the voice acting later, as right now I just want to make my special announcement. Alright, so we come across here, get more batteries, defeat more Onibi lanterns and ninjas. And as I make my special announcement, well, first off,
this is a light lever. Using the pulse light ray on it will activate it.
so this pulse light ray will activate the lever, but first, we will go to this courtyard right here, which happens to be, well, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I've been to one of these when I was in Kyoto, Japan, and I believe Ishibe Koji. Ishibe Kobe in the Gion district. Yeah, I forget its exact name, but this is where I've been to in Kyoto, Japan. As it does have Japanese writing, where I am self-learning the Japanese language. Actually, after we go past right here, I'll make my special announcement there. So as we go right here, we go to this courtyard, and then there's water here. When Jimmy goes into water, he drowns, thus making him lose a life and then restart from the checkpoint. So we just collect these batteries right here and then get the snap chip, where we are halfway done collecting the nap chips. Then as we go on further, I'm gonna make my special announcement once we go past that gate by using this light lever over here with your pulse light ray. Okay, so as we go here, Jet Fusion is calling.
Jimmy, are you there? You should be passing some sort of racetrack by now in the... Looking around, there are guards everywhere, and there's a big fence. Fence is guarded with Onibi lanterns. Hurry, Jimmy!
So he says something about a racetrack and a fence guarded by Onibi lanterns, which is what we'll see later on. But on to the special announcement, as that's what you've been waiting for a while. So for my special announcement, here it goes. So as you all know, I've been doing a bunch of walkthroughs ever since I started doing walkthroughs back in 2013, where I do have each section, such as walkthroughs during the COVID pandemic, walkthroughs from the concert videos era, and walkthroughs back where it all started. So for these sections of walkthroughs, I just have a bunch of playlists of each walkthrough that I do for the sections. So on to the special announcement on something that'll change the way that I'll be doing walkthroughs. I will be adding another section which will be its own thing, and that section will be called IGS. And what is IGS, you may ask? Well, IGS is an acronym that stands for Imported Gaming Series. And then for the imported gaming series, why I'm mentioning in part 2 is because this level right here fits perfectly to my special announcement, as it's a Japanese version of Retroville. So, you guessed right, I'm going to be doing walkthroughs of Japanese imported video games, along with my domestic video games that I'm doing walkthroughs of. So the reason why it's going to be its own thing is because it's going to be a bunch of Japanese imported video games, which are video games imported from Japan. And then there are a bunch of walkthroughs that I could be doing for the imported gaming series, as what I mentioned from my 500 videos special is that I did go to Japan, and I've been talking about my entire Japan trip. However, there is something I'm mentioning here that I haven't mentioned in my 500 videos special. When I went to Japan and I was staying in Akihabara in Tokyo, I did go to a retro gaming shop and I bought myself a PlayStation 2, which happens to be a Japan import PlayStation 2, and it's a slim one, and it's for playing region-locked Japanese imported video games. And I do have a handful of Japanese imported video games on the PlayStation 2, 4, and 5. And before I'm going to talk about what my first game in the imported gaming series will be, while I was binge watching the Jimmy Neutron TV show to prepare for this walkthrough, just keep in mind that The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius was not the only TV show I was binge watching to prepare for a walkthrough. Another walkthrough I was preparing for, well, another TV show I was watching along with binge watching Jimmy Neutron after an episode or two was Clannad, which happens to be an anime, and it's my favorite anime of all time. So once we go over here, we do climb this ladder and then we shimmy, and then we can just drop down after we shimmy. So yeah, the reason why I was watching Clannad after watching an episode or two of Jimmy Neutron was that for my imported gaming series, I will be kicking it off with a visual novel walkthrough of Clannad on the PlayStation 5. So there is a visual novel of Clannad, and I will be doing that walkthrough right after this walkthrough right here. So after the walkthrough of Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion Revisit, I'll be kicking off my imported gaming series with Clannad, with the Clannad visual novel walkthrough. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. There are a bunch of other games I can do walkthroughs of, for the imported gaming series. And there are other visual novels such as The Perplexity of Haruhi Suzumiya, The Quintessential Quintuplets, and Lucky Star visual novel. There are more games I want to mention, but I'll mention it later, as I want to get through this gameplay right here. Alright, so as we push this metal box right here, we hop onto it and then get this tool piece, which is a magnet,
Maybe I can use this for something.
which is most likely to stick to any metal. And then Jimmy thinks, and his brain blast is the next tool.
The magnetic turner. The primary fire button will create a magnetic field that moves metal objects. The secondary fire button projects a magnetic bolt that will daze opponents. Well, people have always said I've got a magnetic personality.
Yeah, you sure do. As this is the primary fire button, and then this is the secondary fire button. And then we come across here where, let me show you.
This is a magnetic lever. Using the magnetic turner on it will activate it.
And then we can activate that magnetic lever with the magnetic turner. Then over here, there's a metal box where this is a nav chip hidden inside of it, and the other one is just a battery. Okay, as we use this magnetic lever right here with the magnetic turner, Jet's calling us.
Jimmy, grave news. I found out what Calamitous is doing. He seems to be obsessed with 3 objects of power. These take the form of glowing golden idols. They could quite possibly be the most powerful objects in the world. Calamitous wants to unlock their power to drive a machine. A machine that will let him rule the Earth. You'll have to hold off on my rescue, Jimmy. This is more important. You must stop Calamitous. You have to get the idols before he does. I'll help you as much as I can, but...
Alright, so as Jet was mentioning in his comm device that there are 3 objects of power which are idols, which seems to be more powerful that Calamitous wants. So, as what's introduced right here, we do need to collect those idols, which there are 3 of them. And we will see what those idols are, as they're very powerful. And then we're gonna hold off on Jet Fusion's rescue, as we gotta get the idols first before we rescue Jet Fusion. Anyway, we do see ninjas with metal buckets on their heads. So as we do go along here, we do see a bunch more ninjas. Actually, I don't think those are metal buckets, or maybe they might be. No, wait, they are metal buckets. So anyway, for the imported gaming series, they'll most likely be anime games. I will mention what those games in the imported gaming series will be. But as you all know, I will start off with the Clannad visual novel walkthrough right after this walkthrough right here. So I have mentioned before that in my Voodoo Vince remastered walkthrough that I have been watching anime lately. And over here we see a nav chip. So I'm not really gonna mention the animes I've been watching, although I have been watching Sailor Moon, Bleach, and I'm still watching the Pokemon series, and I finished watching Inuyasha, which includes the Inuyasha anime series, Inuyasha the Final Act, and Yashahime Princess Half-Demon in English dubs. And I'm also watching Pokemon in English dubs. As for Sailor Moon and Bleach, I watched those in English subs. And then instead of mentioning what animes I've been watching, we climb up right here and we find a white candy on these platforms. And we're halfway done collecting the white candies as it'll bring us down here. So I guess instead of mentioning what I've been watching for anime, I guess I can tell you my top 3 favorite animes. So over here are Onibi Lanterns, and I do see an Invention piece. Alright, hey, where'd you come from? And there's more ninjas. Alright, let me just get myself a purple florp. And then as for the animes I've been watching, no, not the animes I've been watching, but my top 3 favorite animes. Well, my top 3 favorite are Clannad, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and the Quintessential Quintuplets, alongside with the Viz Media animes such as Inuyasha and Bleach, and a little bit of Sailor Moon. So as we push this metal box right here, we do see an Invention piece, which are
Maybe I can use this for something.
chopsticks, as I remember using chopsticks when I went to Japan, and I still use chopsticks when necessary. So, for my top 3 favorite animes, well, starting out with The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, it's about an anime where it's a girl who is sick and tired of normal everyday lives, and she just wants to meet aliens, time travelers, and espers. But for some reason they're not showing up at the school. But wait a minute. Would she be interested in Jimmy Neutron? Because Jimmy Neutron does have a time bench booth where he does travel back in time, such as going to have his dad invest in Hank McSpanky to give him advice to get the encyclopedias, and he even brought Thomas Edison in his time bench booth. So does Jimmy Neutron count as a time traveler? So we got those objects right here. the batteries and white candy, as those are the collectibles that we needed to get. So since Jimmy Neutron has a time bench boot, would Haruhi be interested in Jimmy Neutron? And also, Jimmy has met the Yokians and a few other aliens as well, like the Junk Man. So would Haruhi Suzumiya be interested in the Yokians, since they count as aliens? And I don't really know what an Esper is. It's something to do with powers? Yeah, it's like no matter how many times you explain to me what it is, I still don't know. I really don't know what an Esper is. But yeah, an interaction between Jimmy Neutron and Haruhi Suzumiya might be interesting. So, since Haruhi Suzumiya has a club known as the SOS Brigade, if Jimmy Neutron would be on time, even though by Haruhi Suzumiya it might be late, she would be like, "You're late, you get the death penalty." Even though I shouldn't be mentioning death penalties in a kid-friendly game. Or if Jimmy had an invention to show off to Haruhi, she would be like, "Ordinary inventions don't interest me." Except for the time bench boot, since Haruhi Suzumiya does want to meet with time travelers. And then for my third favorite anime, the quintessential quintuplets. Well, it's about an anime where there are 5 Nakano sisters who don't like studying. And then Futaro Uesugi becomes their tutor. And the 5 sisters are Ichika, Nino, Miku, Yotsuba, and Itsuki. So over here's a nap chip, we just gotta use this light lever. So Futaro Uesugi tries his best to make the quintessential quintuplets, that make the Nakano sisters study, but he does fail at it miserably, as he's also trying to win their hearts, which I don't want to spoil anything. But can you imagine if Jimmy Neutron tutored the Nakano sisters? He tried tutoring Sheen in the episode, I believe what's called Sheen's Brain, where he made a brain gain helmet. Well, he remade his brain drain helmet into a brain gain helmet. And then the Nakano sisters would not be interested in using the brain gain helmet to study better. Yeah. If Jimmy Neutron tries to tutor the Nakano sisters, it wouldn't work. Because even though Jimmy's a kid, the Nakano sisters are teenagers who later become adults in the next 5 years. And then there could be a time where Nino could spike Jimmy's drink and then be like, "Bye bye." Even though Jimmy's a kid and is underage and can't be drinking alcohol. Even though this is a kid-friendly game, I shouldn't be mentioning this, but still. As for Clannad, I don't want to get into any detail of that anime, as you'll find out for yourself while I do that visual novel walkthrough of Clannad. After this walkthrough right here. So instead of getting into details about that anime, you'll find out for yourself while I do that walkthrough. Okay, as I mentioned a lot, over here are metal boxes where you need your magnetic turner to break them, and here's an upgrade. Wonder what it is.
Initializing diagnostic mode. Goddard cart upgrade installing.
And it's a Goddard cart upgrade.
Installation of upgrade complete.
Great! Now I just need to find a racetrack to use it.
So, Jet Fusion did say something about a racetrack. And I'll show you where the racetrack is. It's not too far from here. But first, we go past this purple float machine. This is what looks like to be a racetrack. And we do go into this courtyard where there are more ninjas and another Onibi lantern. So over here, we do get more collectibles, such as the snap chip right here, where we already have 9. And then over here, there should be a crate that we need to move. And then we go up this ladder to get that white candy. So anyway, to get on this racetrack, here's what you need to do. Over here you see a ninja. So we walk up to him, there's a cutscene.
Hey buddy, wanna race?
What? You are going to attack me?
No way, buddy. I just feel the need. The need. I bet you can't beat me around this track.
I bet I can! Goddard, cart!
So is he gonna say Need for Speed? Goddard transforms into cart?
Let's roll!
And what's with the voice acting? Anyway, let's start the race.
To accelerate, press and hold the jump button. To brake and reverse, press and hold the secondary fire button. To steer, use the left analog stick.
As we start the race, alright, there are 3 flaws I want to mention. First off, it's too dark to see. And second of all, there are a bunch of obstacles, like the oil slick and a bunch of crates that we run through to slow us down. And third of all, what is with the engine sound? I mean, in my original walkthrough I mentioned that this engine sound might make good music, but I take that back. That's not normal for an engine to sound like. So who thought this was okay for an engine to sound like? Okay, this is not a good race. But at least... okay. I was gonna say at least we are winning. Well, we are right now, but... this is hell. So, what was Krone Studios thinking having a race like this? We are ahead up by 2 seconds, but still, I can't see a thing on the TV. Might look a little lighter on the computer screen. from my recording. But at least we're winning the race, as we do have a best time of 1:47.58. Okay, we win the race and there's a cutscene where he crashes.
No! My wheels! Useless piece of junk.
That engine could be exactly what I need.
Take it. I sure can't use it anymore.
Great!
So we got a rickshaw part, which is the engine, and I did see rickshaws when I went to Ishibe Koji when I was in Kyoto, Japan. I believe it is called Ishibe Koji. But anyway, we can race a second time for a white candy, just like what we wrestled that sumo wrestler again for a white candy. But I just want to talk about the bad voice acting here. Like, the main characters for this game did a good job with Debbie Derryberry voicing Jimmy Neutron for doing a good job, as well as Jeff Garcia, who may he rest in peace, did a good job voicing Sheen, and Carolyn Lawrence voicing Cindy, as well as Andrea Martin voicing Miss Fowl. And we don't have Christian Slater voicing as Jet Fusion, unlike in the movie, so we have David Fawcett instead. But for these side characters, the voice acting is laughably bad, where the voice actors are Jeff Garcia and Daryl Cruello, where for Jeff Garcia voicing this racing ninja, I'm not saying in a way to criticize him, since he's no longer around, or again, may he rest in peace since he passed away not too long ago. But I'm just saying it in a way where they just use the same voice actors for these side characters. And they just, I don't know if they made it intentionally bad, or if they're trying to, yeah, I don't know. Or if that's the way they wanted to make them talk, because that's what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's the same voice actors, voiced by Daryl Cruello and Jeff Garcia, the same voice as Sheen. So I'm just saying it in a way without being disrespectful now that Jeff Garcia has passed away. Or again, may he rest in peace. And now let's race the ninja a second time.
So you want to try a race again? This here is my new set of wheels. Even faster than the last one.
To accelerate, to brake, to steer.
And we get the idea, so we just gotta go through this again for a white candy. And see if we can beat the best time. Alright, it's so dark. Yeah, for this game, it does have some bad parts. I'll get onto the good parts later. Some of you may not be able to finish this game as a kid, but if you do complete the game 100%, then you are one lucky gamer. As you are putting a lot of effort to complete this game. And then I do not like the engine sound, as well as dark TV screen, well, this dark game in general, well, this dark level in general, as well as some of the obstacles like the oil slicks and the crates that could slow us down. Alright, we are on lap 3. Alright, I can't really see where I'm going. But at least we're ahead by 4 seconds. We are way ahead. Alright, why do I keep slowing down? However, it seems like we are in the lead. We have a best time just by 1 second. 1:46.52. Then the racing ninja crashes again.
Not again! I just made the last payment too.
Well, that sucks.
You beat me again. Here, take on this.
Thanks a heap. This is the stuff of champions.
And we got ourselves a white candy. And then, as you use your tool on this ninja,
Keep that up, and I'm going to get mad. Hey, buddy, you stop that. Keep that up, and I'm going to get mad.
he just keeps saying random stuff, but he doesn't attack us. Oh, we do come across more ninjas right here. Since we do see Sheen and Cindy in this game, as well as Miss Fowl, so I will spoil it right here. Carl Weezer is not in this game. He is Jimmy's best friend, even though... Well, I'll let Jet Fusion talk right here.
You'll be getting to a different part of the city soon. There should be a shrine in a Japanese garden of some kind. And you'll have to watch out for the Ultra Lords running around.
Ultra Lord, you say, in the next level? So anyway, what I was saying is that Carl Weezer is not in this game, and then he was being used as Jimmy's inventions, for Jimmy's inventions. So we find this white candy right here. We're almost done collecting everything. So it seems like either Carl got cut due to time constraints, or he's just not included because of Rob Paulsen being absent in this game, the voice actor for Carl. Which might explain why the bullies aren't voiced by Rob Paulsen. They're the same voice as Butch in the TV show. And we don't see Libby Fullfax here. I mean, maybe she might have not been included anyway, but Cindy and Libby do laugh at Jimmy for his inventions going wrong. Okay, what do we see right here? An extra life? We really don't need it. I could get it just in case if I lose a life, but yeah, I don't need it right now. Okay, so we are almost done with this level. And we do have this nav chip right here. As we jump over here.
Installing nav chips. Navigational information uploaded. A new destination is now available.
We have a new destination which is now available. So So every time you collect 10 nap chips, I'll show you the level we've unlocked once we get to it. And I just wanna mention something. I don't know if they did it, but there is a YouTuber, Jabronic, who might have used one of my video clips for his Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion walkthrough. Because there was a part where his video got corrupted while collecting the last nap chip. And then I gave him permission after he asked me to use one of my videos as a clip to collect the last nap chip. I do want to give a shout out to him, whether if he used my video or not. I didn't really watch his Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion walkthrough. But I am giving him a shout out just in case if he actually did use one of my clips in his video. Okay, so we don't have a lot to do left. As over here. Alright, we just want to get away from those Onibi lanterns and then defeat that ninja. And we do have 10 nap chips and 10 movie objects. Just gotta get one more white candy. Okay, over here is, well, of course, a white candy. We got all 10 white candies and 10 nap chips. Just gotta get the last invention piece and the last 5 Onibi lanterns, which are the movie objects. Well, I'll show you where to get them. Okay, as we go right here in this courtyard, there's no really point in collecting more batteries.
Danger! Danger, Jimmy Neutron! Onibi presence detected.
There seems to be something in the middle of that bamboo fence. Now how can I get past all those Onibi?
Well, I'll show you how. You just gotta destroy them. That's how. Just gotta use your secondary fire button when you can use it. Alright. Oh, I thought it would fail, but instead, I'm able to get to that invention piece, which are wheels. As a wheel was invented in the caveman times. And what's Jimmy's brain blast, you say?
I present the Supersonic Chopstick Launcher! Time to look for somewhere to use this.
This is a supersonic chopstick launcher, where for the first invention that we used, it was for a book report, which ended up going terribly wrong, and then turning the whole world into a version of the Jet Fusion book, as Jimmy is trying to save the world by becoming a secret agent. And then Jimmy does wear other clothes while in a different stages. Like for the first level, he wears normal clothes. For these parts of the stages, He wears Japanese clothes or karate suit. So you will see Jimmy wearing other clothes when he goes to other parts of the world in the stages. Okay, so we are almost done with this level. We just got one more Onibi lantern to go, and we've gotten all the invention pieces. As I do want to wrap it up here, as I got places to go. I'm doing this early in the morning. As this is my third attempt of doing this walkthrough, where hopefully it goes right and makes it to YouTube. There are a lot of ninjas where I guess I'll use my play dead for the rest of them.
Play dead, boy!
Okay, it was only used on one ninja. I had to be... closer. Well, why don't I get myself a purple flurp after collecting this movie bonus?
Analyzing pickup. Pickup identified as movie bonus. Collecting all 8 of these bonuses will unlock the movies in the extras menu.
So yeah, like I said, we will view those bonuses in the extras menu at the last part of this walkthrough after we finish the whole game. And then there will be another extra where if we collect 60 nab chips, I'll show you what they are. And then there will be something that I will do in the extras menu in this walkthrough that I haven't done in my original walkthrough. I'll show you what it is later. So it really has been about 2.5 hours, where for the second part it could be about an hour and a half. But we are almost done right here. Alright, I'm very low on health. I just want to get myself a couple of purple flurps before entering the next level. So you can use a magnetic turner on this lever here and it takes you back to Limburg School. Well, one of the purple flurps is right here, as this level is circular because these are one of the very few levels that you can go back from the beginning, where the rest of the levels after the next level is linear. So I do want to get another purple flurp before ending this part right here. So yeah, there will be more to talk about in this walkthrough about the TV show, movie, and this game. Okay, I thought that there would be a purple flurp around here somewhere. Okay, I'm getting close to it. I already got that one. Maybe I'll just... Okay, there's a purple flurp right here. I just don't want to lose any health. But yeah, Limburg School is a pretty decent level. But this level right here, we've gotten through the racetrack, which I had to listen to that engine sound, which doesn't sound normal. and I had to go through this dark level. But the level design does look good if it wasn't so dark. Well, minus the dark part, I do admire the Japanese version of Retroville. And maybe I might go to Japan again. There might be a chance I could live there. And there will be more to come to talk about my imported gaming series. So it makes it so special that not only will I do walkthroughs of Japanese imported video games, but there will be something that I will be doing that no YouTube gamer has ever done before. I will mention it later on, and I will mention other games that I can do in my imported gaming series for Japanese imported video games. But first, we're just gonna finish this level right here. So you do see the store. We do have everything, as we are aiming for 100%. And now we leave the Tokyo part of this level. We leave this level that resembles Tokyo. So now we just go to this end of the level pad, where this is where Jimmy uses his invention. To try and open the door by using the chopstick launcher. And how is barking gonna solve anything?
See? No sweat.
But at least Jimmy opens the door. And now the next level is Mystic Shrine. And then after you finish a level, it takes you to this level selection screen right here. And of course, the nap chips are used to unlock the Lost Jungle. So we could go ahead of ourselves if we wanted to, but we will go to the Mystic Shrine first in the next part. And what I forgot to mention is that Goddard is voiced by Frank Welker. Where his talking voice in diagnostic mode also is what Frank Welker voice acted, as he is known for a bunch of animal voices. And aside from the voice acting, so I have mentioned in my Uncharted 2 walkthrough about starting this walkthrough right here, Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion, that I would be doing a revisit walkthrough. However, I have only been talking about it exclusively in my Uncharted 2 walkthroughs about this walkthrough right here. I mean, even though it's just TV show licensed game, which is a nostalgia trip right here, most of you expect me to do other walkthroughs of TV show licensed games, which I only do Harry Potter. I did Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion 12 years ago, and I'm doing a revisit walkthrough of this same game right now as I did 12 years ago. And I also did a walkthrough of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. But even though my original walkthrough of Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion is the most viewed walkthrough on my YouTube channel, most of you people talk about my Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion walkthrough and my other walkthroughs. Well, I'm not making my YouTube channel all about Jimmy Neutron. I do have other walkthroughs, you know, which are mostly going to be modern games from now on, as well as the imported gaming series, which will be its own thing. As I will do walkthroughs of Japanese imported video games. So, make sure to watch this walkthrough right here and the rest of my past walkthroughs, and stay tuned for my future walkthroughs, where I will start a walkthrough of the Clannad visual novel walkthrough right after this walkthrough right here. As I haven't started a walkthrough practice for Clannad visual novel just yet, I will start a walkthrough practice for it soon, where it's not going to be an ordinary walkthrough practice where I go through the entire visual novel, finish it, and then start the walkthrough. I will start the walkthrough while I'm doing the walkthrough practice, after I've gotten further ahead in the walkthrough practice. Then once a certain part is ready, then I'll start the walkthrough. So yeah, there will be other games I'll do in the imported gaming series, where most of them are going to include Japanese text, which I will mention what I'll be doing with that later. As for the Clannad visual novel, it already has English text. So, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I will mention later on what I will be doing with the Japanese imported gaming walkthroughs, and how I will be doing videos of them. So I guess that's all I have to say for now, as I do have places to go, where I do want to leave it off for here, since it's early in the morning. And I will try to get this uploaded to YouTube as soon as possible, for these first two parts in one recording, where I'm splitting it into two parts. So anyway, next time we meet, we'll go to the Mystic Shrine, and then there's a long journey ahead of us to rescue Jet Fusion. And before we rescue Jet Fusion, we gotta collect the idols, which could be a significant source of power. That might stop us from this mess. So anyway, thank you for watching this part, as I'll see you guys in the next part.